Hello and welcome to another episode of Junk Journal with me. I have yet again received another amazing happy mail. This one is from the lovely Deborah. She sent me a box which was much too full. She sent way too much. It's incredible. So she made this incredible folder. I really love how she did that, and I want to find out how to do those pockets. And she included so many beautiful dragonflies. It's so cool. And you will see she also sent me like this set of posters with huge dragonflies and dragonfly stamps and so many beautiful things. So in this episode, I'm going to be using some of her goodies to put in my junk journal. So yeah, so I'm just gonna keep showing you some of the things she sent, and then I'll start working on my book.
He looks at me like I know what he's thinking, but I don't have a clue. True talent in avoiding conversation, yeah, it's almost rather cruel. Oh, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I'm just a treat. Well, the taste is bitter. Oh, go on, chewing my bones, and when he's done, he's spitting me out. I just can't help myself. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us again, nothing can save us. Yeah, I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be three for the night, all in or nothing. Not gonna stop, dance till the morning light. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be around you. Share my lipstick, taste my breath, and love me like you love a pack of smokes in the morning. Share my lipstick, taste my breath, and love me like you love a pack of smokes in the morning. One for the pain, no hesitation. Took us again, nothing can save us. Yeah, I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be free for the night, all in or nothing.
Okay, so I'm starting off with one of her stamped coffee dyed papers, and I wanted to finally decorate the back side of this envelope. So the front, you may have seen in the last episode, I decorated with Amy's lovely Happy Mail items, and now the back will be decorated with Deborah's. And so I was just measuring what size I needed that paper to be, and I'm going to be making a pocket so that I can include one of the postcards that she sent me. And I'm just folding down that upper piece to make it more sturdy, since you want to put something in and out continuously would rip more easily if it was just glued in like that. So of course I'm inking the edges, and now I'm just gonna first I wanted to decorate the two corners on the bottom. I will link that punch in my description box, and I'm just inking up the envelope as well. And now I'm going to just glue this down with my little glue bottle that has a tiny nib. I got this locally. You can find this on Amazon or on AliExpress as well if you don't have a local art store. And the postcard I wanted to put in there was this beautiful plant one, and it was just a bit too wide, so I'm just cutting that down, and I'm cutting the top as well to just make it more symmetrical. And of course I'm inking that up, and I'm going to be writing on that a little bit later. And I also wanted to include a little tab on top that I've printed some words on a Word document on coffee dyed paper and then punched them out with my tab punch, which you will see later, which I will also link below. But I had some prepared already, so I'm just going to include this one that says friendship. And yeah, really like how that turned out, so I'm just going to put that in there and write on it a little later. Then of course had to include her lovely letter, and I'm just going to be putting that in between 2 pages with some washi. These are some washi samples I've received in other Happy Mails, and I just love getting washis in Happy Mails because it's a perfect way to get samples of washis, and a lot of times you get sick of your own after a while anyway, so it's so cool to get other ones. So yeah, and this was another beautiful card and a beautiful book page, so I had to include both of those as well. So I'm just cutting off the edge there, and I believe I'm inking this one up as well. You can never ink enough things. And I'm also going to be inking the card, which didn't work that well because again it's a more of a glossy card, so the inking kind of wipes off a little bit, and I am gluing the wrong side. So I wanted to put it on the outer edge on the right, but I glued the left side of the card. So thankfully, since it has a smooth surface, I was able to wipe that off easily again and correct my mistake. So I just corrected that, and now I'm just gonna put this book page in because, yeah, I keep saying when you have beautiful ephemera, you don't need to do much to it. So I didn't really want to do anything with that beautiful book page or the card because they're beautiful as they are. And then one of these book pages has this cute girl walking with her dog, and I definitely wanted to use that. But before I do that, I saw she had this Easter bunny sticker, which I wanted to include as well, so I just popped that onto the back of the envelope to decorate it, which was perfect. And for this girl, I wanted to just use her like that. I just wanted to crop that top a little bit, but then it tore, and the more I kept trying to fix it, the more I tore, and so then I kind of started tearing all around her. And yeah, I decided to make a little tuck spot using her, and I wanted to put in a card with using some decoupage napkin, or I don't know, would you actually still call it decoupaged when you just glue it down? I actually don't know. In any case, I'm using one of these birds, and I'm just going to glue that onto the cardstock you see there with my glue stick, and I'm using this die cut which comes in a set, which I've used in previous spreads, and I will link that down below as well. I like this rectangular size with the round edges, but of course round corners, but of course you don't need it. You can just cut it out around the corners yourself, or not even around the corner, just cut it out. It's very easy. So I run that through my die cut machine, and if you ever do this, I highly recommend for you to dry it first, because what happened here is it really stuck to my plate. And also I'm lucky that the napkin didn't tear, but it did have a few bubbles which I managed to flatten again with my fingers, but definitely better to wait till the glue has dried if you're going to do this technique. So now I'm looking for a page where I could put in the tuck spot with this card, and I decided to go for this one because I really liked the color combination with the next page. So I'm just gluing her down. Yeah, and I wanted to say the reason why I really like this image with the girl and the dog is because My best friend and I have been going on so many walks with her dog, so that really reminds me of that. And I love going on these walks, and I just love having that girl in my journal to remind me of that. So now I wanted to use another piece of that napkin just with those flowers. So I'm again just gluing that down on the cardstock, and this time I'm actually drying it with my heat gun. And now I'm just cutting out this little piece so I can use it in my tab punch. But again, if you don't have this tab punch, no worries, just fold it and cut it out yourself. You don't need to have the tab punch for it. So I am using it, and just gonna cut that out and ink it up and put that on the top of the tag. And I really like how that looks. So I'm just gonna glue that down with my glue stick as well. And I'm going to be writing on the back of that, just that I am so grateful that through social media I've been able to connect with so many amazing like-minded crafters, and that real friendships are starting to take shape, and that it's so cool how we all inspire each other on each other's channels and Instagram, and it's such a wonderful community, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So, and on the other card that I had, I just put a quote that says, "The great thing about new friends is that they bring new energy to your soul." And that is so true, because without all of this, I wouldn't have all this motivation and energy to keep going with what I'm doing. So I'm so appreciative. And that's it for this episode. I hope you got new ideas, hope you got inspiration for your own journals, and thank you so much for your support and for watching. Thank you. Bye.
Cruel.